my love, God, source, spirit said, we need differently. Take the road less traveled, and it's all about you. Oh, clear messages, right? This morning I had a situation that like inspired me to feel like a little bit like, oh, yeah. And I started doing what I usually do, which is like thinking up like a, response or a reaction or how to explain. Um, and then I heard and said, we need you to do it different. We need you to do it differently. We need you to do it differently. And then I realized I was speaking out loud and I was saying something over and over again. I was like, what? Oh, wait, what am I saying? We need you to do it differently. Okay. So usually in a stressful situation where someone's like, I'm confused. What's going on? Explain to me. Make me understand. I have this desire to help them understand, to relieve that tension for them, to explain myself, to give them, what I think they want. Oh my goodness. Reflex is like a cat though, right? Let's see. Okay, hopefully this thing like doesn't fall over because I just really liked where it was framed. I love you guys getting to see my beautiful wisteria and my beautiful Japanese maple. So glad you guys didn't miss out on that. Okay, anyway. Also, though, I know that the message, we need you to do it differently, came to me repeatedly because I'm supposed to like do it different today. That's why actually, usually I've been taking a bath like right before bed. So like late at night, 9:30, 10. And today I was like, you know what? Do it different. Do it at 5:30. I don't know. Just do it differently. Do everything different. And so that's like, I took that, I pondered these messages that came to me, and I was like, okay, like do it different from how other people do it. Take the road less traveled. I just watched this episode of Twilight Zone from the 80s that was about this guy who was in Vietnam. He wasn't in Vietnam, but he went to Canada, to school in Canada during Vietnam, so he would not have to be in the draft dodger, as they have been called. We need a much better name, actually, because they're correct, actually. You're not supposed to go and invade a place just because someone tells you to or says there's going to be some kind of personal negative consequence. You're supposed to take the road less traveled. It might not be popular to do something like, refuse to fight in an imperial war, refuse to fight in Vietnam, but it is the correct thing to do. Okay. So in this 1980s Twilight Zone episode, this guy who like went to Canada with his wife, like he was feeling like, other people were like, oh, where were you in Vietnam? And he was like a little ashamed. He's like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it for you, but the gist of it is that like there was another Twilight Zone version of him who chose to go to Vietnam, who chose to fight in the war. And so that one is now in a wheelchair. He was like waiting to die in a hospital. He was so depressed that he was just like wondering what it would have been like if he took the road less traveled, did the thing that people didn't expect him to do, and escaped the escaped the draft. And so basically, the guy who dodged the draft was correct. The version that went to Vietnam, on that timeline, his wife, they didn't actually get married because he went to Vietnam, and she went on a date with someone who, like, she was in a motorcycle crash. And so like they don't get their beautiful relationship, they don't have their daughter, and he is depressed and maimed, and so it was really beautiful. There's more to it. It was actually, the episode was written by George R.R. Martin, the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, and it was directed by Wes Craven. I actually almost didn't watch it because I was like, oh, I hope this isn't like CIA propaganda about like how actually going to war, like even when you know what's wrong, is good. Like it wasn't that at all. And it was titled The Road Less Traveled. Do it differently. Don't take the road that everyone else takes. Don't take the road even that you typically take. Do it different. And the other message that came was, It's all about you. And I think that comes because a lot of times when we are thinking about what to do and we're like, should I do it the way I always do, or should I do it different? You're judging that off of like, oh, well, other people want me to do this. Other people will think I'm mean. Other people will think I'm selfish. Other people will think this about me. But it's all about you, actually. I know. And that is different than how we're usually taught to think about it. We're usually taught to think about it like, no, do what everyone else wants to. Do what makes sense to everyone else. Do what the crowd does. Do what is typical. Do what is expected. But the message I got very clearly is we need you to do it differently. Not even like you should do it differently. It's like we need you. Spirit, source, God needs you to do it differently. God knows what doing it the old way is. God knows what doing it the same old way that everybody else is doing it. They need you to do it differently. That is valuable to the collective, to source, to, this thing that's going on. Take the road less traveled. So it's kind of easy when you see what is the path that everyone else thinks I should take? It's like paved, it's lit, it's got signs on it. Everyone is taking it. It doesn't even mean you have to take the uncharted one. You can just take the one that is less traveled. And there's so many paths out there. So start with what is the one that you've been doing for the past couple decades? What are the paths that you keep choosing? Choose differently. Take the one you don't usually do. And you don't have to start, huge, I guess, though it's in everything. Yeah. So I took a bath at a different time today. I approached communication, relation, engaging differently than I have in the past. I resisted the urge to explain myself to someone, to make myself understandable to someone. I just did it differently because I remembered it was all about me. So as a kind of, guide, I heard this yesterday. What is easy, exciting, and expansive for you? If it's easy to just not respond to something, don't. If it's exciting to you, if the idea of explaining yourself and trying to make yourself, understandable and help this is not exciting, doubly don't do it. And if it's not expansive, if it is what you would normally do is respond and explain and have a back and forth and try to, do a thing that's understandable to everyone else, do what everyone else expects you to do, that doesn't expand us. That just keeps us in the loop. We know what happens when you try to explain yourself and, if the person isn't supposed to understand you, they're not supposed to understand you. You're not supposed to just keep explaining. The message might be you're supposed to be confused, So you're not supposed to try to, explain, understand, relieve the tension. That's an inside job. Anyway, I don't want to speak too much on it. Because my desire, my inclination is to explain and to make sure you get it and to give you all the possible, anecdotes and illustrations I can. But you know what? I know part of the journey is also, part of the lesson is also kind of figuring it out on your own. It's just being the inspiration, giving the thing and letting you figure it out. Part of the fun is in the figuring it out. And so if I were to just give it to you, that wouldn't even be satisfying. You would be like, no, that's not it. And you would go on this whole other journey trying to disprove it. Ultimately, kind of showing that you're the authority. It's all about you. It doesn't really matter what someone else tells you. It doesn't matter what ChatGPT tells you. It doesn't matter what your family, your friends, your boss, TV, the Bible tells you. It's all about you. Do it different. We need you to do it differently. We need it. So if you're like, oh, I don't know what the right thing to do. Spirit told me repeatedly, very clearly, very firmly and gently, but clearly, we need you to do it differently. So I don't know what that means for you, but you know what I mean. You know what Source is talking about. What do you keep doing the same? How do you keep thinking in the same way? How do you keep acting the same? Every day, do you go right and you're actually supposed to go left? Would that be different? You always, I don't know, go to the same job, interact in the same circles, keep the same, relationships, environments. I think Source is saying it's safe to do it different. It's saying we need you to do it different. And it would like you to listen. It would like you to trust that you will be safe. It will be even better when you do it differently, when you take the road less traveled, when you internalize, embody that it's all about you. Source is trying to surprise you. It's trying to show you like you're good. Anything you choose is right. It's correct, especially when you do it different. We know what it's like when you do it the same old way. But yeah, Spirit likes a little variety. Spirit likes to see what else is there. What is expansive? What expands our understanding of what is possible, of what is possible, what we can create, what is reality, expanding our capacity for imagination and of reality, of what is possible. Yeah, do it different. Do it different. So even, like, it's most people were kind of taught to be like humble and to be like, not different. We don't want people to look at us. We don't want people to hear us. We don't want people to be offended by us. But I don't know, Spirit's saying that's just not what you're here to do. You're here to be different. You're here to be the exception. The exception is also natural. And I think humans are artificially suppressing nature by trying to be like, nope, we got to do it the same way. No, we know the old way. Humans are great at doing things anew, finding a new way, being like, oh, wait, I don't have the same way of doing things. I'm going to do it differently. Oh my gosh, I watched Pleasantville. And there's this scene where like the guy, the soda shop owner in Pleasantville, what's his name? Elijah Wood? That's not his name. Toby Maguire. He's like, he comes in late and the soda shop owner is like, wait, usually I, clean the table and then you take out the cups and then I make the burgers, but you weren't here. So I've just been staying on my first step because the other stuff. And the guy Toby Maguire was like, yo, just, if I'm not there, just do the thing that I would do and pretend that I did it. It's unnatural for humans to get like stuck in a loop, to always do the same thing. We're like uniquely good at adapting, at extrapolating, at emergent properties, at doing something differently and finding a different, favorable result. So don't be afraid to do it different. In fact, Source needs you to do it different, okay? The collective needs you to do it differently. We know how it is when everyone does it the way they've been doing it. You know how it is. We see it. It's not the best it could be. Let me just say that, okay? So we need you to do it different. Show us how good it can get. Show us how different it can be. And yeah, so, stop explaining yourself. That is going to make it easy. That will make it more exciting. That will make it more expansive because we're used to you explaining yourself. We're used to you being like, oh, well, I have to, I be having sometimes those administrative dreams where I dream I'm having like a great time. And then I'm like, oh my God, I gotta let my supervisor know that I'm going to be late for work. God damn it. I haven't worked at that job in like almost a year. And my nervous system though, my mind is still like, oh, you got to let people know. You got to explain where you are. You got to explain your absence to everyone else. Bro, that's what everyone expects me to do. That's what I've always done. So I get why they expect me to do it. But I know I'm supposed to do it different. I know I'm supposed to take the road less traveled. And I know it's all about me. So I don't have to feel bad like, oh gosh, it's selfish, or it's mean, or it's narcissistic. Like, listen, babe, it's all about me. So, okay. I think one of the, factors that also goes into like the diagnosis of narcissism, though, is that it's having a negative effect on the person. I'm just having such a good time. I'm just expanding. It's so much easier. I'm so much excited about life and how I operate within it. So it's all about you too. Don't be worried like, oh, but what about, these people? It's not about them. It's all about you. Oh, but like, what about like, what if I do this for, it's all about you. Is what we would typically do to make the excuses for why everything kind of has to stay the same and why we have to all do it the same as we've always done. Well, then we're supposed to do it different. Supposed to do it different. And yeah, take the road less traveled. That's the way. We will see. You're going to look back and be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't do what everyone else did. I'm so glad I didn't do what everyone else expected me to, because that isn't what Source needed you to do. They needed you to take the road less traveled. Everyone's been that way. We don't need it. Everyone's been to Tulum. We don't need to go somewhere else. Show us what else is possible. Man, that was good. Speaking of which, me and Billy, we're going to go out to dinner at a place that we don't usually go to. And we're going to get a dessert that we don't usually get, but we used to get all the time, actually. But then for years now, we just haven't. Yeah, we did things differently. But now we're doing things differently again. So don't worry. Like, don't worry. Don't ask too many questions. Just do it differently. Take the road less traveled. And remember, it's all about you. Okay, my loves? All right, Earth Angels, I'm going to get up out of here. Love you so much. Also, yeah, I just got this from the thrift store a couple days ago. And, I have the idea like, oh, is it like too colorful? Is it like a lot? But like, who cares? This is all made up. It's all about me. So like, and I know it brings y'all a lot of joy as much as it does me, and we need more color. Like, I think there's something about fascism and beige and minimalism. No, maximalist. Life, reality, spirit is abundant and expansive. And yeah, anyway, talk to you guys soon. All right, Earth Angels, love you so freaking much. This is all made up. And yeah, love you guys. And it's going to turn out great. All right, so just wait and see.